All right, so we're going to run through kind of more of the requirements for eligibility. This is going to include things such as the maximum number of shareholders, but this is just a big old comprehensive list. We're diving into some of these in more detail like we did before. To qualify for an S-corp, we've got some requirements. Remember, it's reserved for small businesses. It's got to be a domestic corporation, so organized and operating in the United States. Foreign corporations are not eligible for S-corp status. Eligible shareholders, we talked about that. Maximum number of shareholders, we talked about that as well. Now, S-corps can only have one class of stock, whereas a C-corp can have common stock, preferred stock, all the stock under the sun. Whereas an S-corp, they have to choose either common shares or preferred shares. However, differences in voting rights are permitted as long as the economic rights, including dividend rights and liquidation rights, are identical for all shares. The main reason here is they don't want anyone to kind of get through the benefits of the S-corp and try to benefit even more. The economic rights, right? The flow-through nature of the entity here, that's important. And lastly, no disqualified corporations. Certain types of corporations, such as financial institutions that use the reserve method of accounting for bad debts, insurance companies taxed under Subchapter L of the Internal Revenue Code, and corporations that have chosen to be taxed as a possessions corporation are not eligible for S-corp status. This one's probably the least important of the criteria, hence its placement on the bottom. These are going to be the main ones you should know. To become an S corporation, an eligible corporation must file Form 2553. Don't really worry about that. The corporation must obtain the consent of all its shareholders, and the election must be made by the 15th day of the third month of the tax year in which the S corporation status is to take effect. Yes, this I would know, and we'll deal with calendars and dates as well as we continue down the lesson. Or at any time during the previous tax year, maintaining your S-corp status requires adherence to these eligibility requirements. If an S-corporation no longer meets the criteria, it may lose its S-corporation status and revert to being taxed as a C-corporation. Now, for reference, just kind of bringing in some more experience, I myself graduated college, and while I was studying for the CPA exam, good old CPA, it's never going away. I was looking for ways to make money while I was studying full-time before I started my big boy job at a public accounting firm. And I started a drone company. And as a drone company, yeah, I probably could have been a sole proprietorship, but there's a lot of legal implications, right? You crash a drone into someone's house, even though it's not that big of a device. That is going to bring legal ramifications. So I created a corporation and then immediately elected to become an S-corp on that same day. So just for reference, that's what's going to happen. Now, it was just me and one other person, and we created 100 shares. Now, we could have created 2,000 shares. We could have created 3,000 shares. As long as there are less or 100 or less shareholders. And again, it's a C Corp. We filed to create a C Corp, and then we filed the same day for that C Corp to be an S Corp. Remember, you're filing this in a state. This is not like a federal thing. We filed that in the state of New York. You want to track it down? Sorry, it is no longer in business. Hey there. Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material. We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.